Okay, let's talk about the stance for Peekaboo martial boxing. And of course, it's based on the Peekaboo guard. That's where it gets its name. And from Customato's style of boxing, his Peekaboo boxing. All right. So the essential is that it's called the Peekaboo because the hands are up touching your face. So it's like you're playing Peekaboo, 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 or like you're peeking over the top. Okay. When we're doing this without gloves on, bare knuckle, important part is I don't want to make a full fist and dig in the edge of my knuckles into my face, because if I take a blow, that's still going to hurt. I want to have a half fist, and I'm resting the flat of my knuckles against my cheekbone, and covering the bridge of my nose. So now if I get hit, I can take that shot, right? And the benefit of being in this position first is if I need to do covers are quick from this position. I can cover up pretty easily because my hands are already so close to my face. Right? It's very important. The other benefit of this is that this is my constant reference point. This is what I always come back to. If my hands are floating out here, people tend to get lazy or they tend to get tired and their guard starts to drop. You know, that's one of the cardinal sins in boxing, is let your guard drop. Then your head is exposed. So people will sometimes, they'll be lazy punchers. They'll punch and they'll drop their arm as they bring it back. You know, they'll do this kind of thing, and they get lazy about keeping their hands up. They start to drift down here over time. This is a reference point. I know when I punch, I'm always coming back to here. It doesn't matter what I do. My reference point is always out and back. I've always got my guard up. I'm never worried about my hands drifting downward. This is a very compact guard, not unlike Wing Chun guard or Southern Mantis guard, right? It's right here, nice and compact. I've got coverage all the time as I'm moving in. It's very easy to defend myself from here, right? The shit hits the fan, rather than kind of, oh my gosh, something's happening, the instinct should be immediately cover up. Right? And then from here, boom, I can start my own onslaught. So that's the upper body. The lower body, I want to be slightly wider in hip width. And when I'm standing, I want my heel and my toe on the same line as much as possible. I don't know if you can see the line on my deck in the video. Heel and toe on the same line, right here. Right? And again, this is not unlike praying mantis guard. I just pour my hands in. I can go as far as the width of one of these boards and still be in a good position. I start getting further apart than that, and now I start becoming more bladed and sideways facing. And that's not what we want. In Peekaboo martial boxing, the position is pretty much square on, just like it would be pretty much in Wing Chun, Southern Praying Mantis, these Southern systems, kind of a square on orientation. That's what we want in our Peekaboo boxing. And in this sense, unlike standard boxing, it doesn't matter which foot is forward. I can have my left foot forward, I can have my right foot forward. Nothing really changes as far as my upper body orientation, because since this is martial art, I want to be able to switch leads. I'm not going to be like some boxers that always are in an orthodox lead and never switch, right? So they can always only, you know, it's more difficult for them to always go in one direction. Where if you can switch, doesn't matter if I'm here or here, it's the same thing because I'm keeping more or less square guard. And again, the further apart my feet are, the harder it is to stay square. The other thing is we're going to use, in another video, but we're using the slipping and the ducking and all from Peekaboo boxing. And when you duck, you go straight down. So it's not unusual to be here, something's coming, I want to go straight down. Right? The further apart my feet are this way, the harder it is to drop like that. And try it, it's just more difficult. The closer my feet are to square like this is easy. Right? The further apart my feet get, the harder it starts becoming. So keeping that kind of square orientation, square on, makes these ducks much easier. Okay? So again, just to review the benefits, tight compact guard, I'm defended, I'm covered, I got a constant reference point for my hands, so I'm not letting them drop, staying square to the opponent so I can switch sides freely. Doesn't matter which foot is forward. And it puts me in a position where it's easy to duck and slip. Okay? That's the guard.